Skates off, gloves on. Kim Stegeman, the founder of Portland's internationally renowned derby league, Rose City Rollers, is now tackling a new challenge. She's helping women through menopause in her debut novel, The Menopause Unicorn, conquer hormones, reclaim your health, and thrive like a word that I probably shouldn't say on morning television. So joining us this morning is Kim Stegeman to talk more about her book. Kim, thank you so much for being here this morning on ArcPDX.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So a lot of people may be wondering, like, yeah, what is the founder of Rose City Rollers doing writing a book about menopause? What inspired you to do this?
Well, first off, I, like a lot of people, went into menopause not really knowing what was happening to me, and went through the journey of looking at my hormones and finding a doctor. I had to fire my doctor and then go find good menopause care.
Wow.
And then, I went through a major transformation, and then people started asking me, what's going on with you? You look great. You seem like you're really happy. And I was like, menopause, it's working for me. And I started hearing it over and over again. And I was like, man, maybe there's something there. And now that I think about it, I'm like, well, it makes a lot of sense. My entire life for the last 21 years has been about empowering people through sport. And now I'm like, oh, why don't I help empower people through, this crazy phase of life that they're going through?
Yeah. So, I mean, this obviously is not the first book out there about menopause, but how is yours different than, a medical book that someone may pick up?
Sure. So, like we all know, I am not a doctor. At this point, I do have more training on menopause than the average doctor does because they get so little. But I think the big thing is going to be the tone of the book. So I'm not going to go deep on like mitochondria, but it does have, everything that you need as far as like, the starting of menopause, the different types of treatments, hormone replacement therapy, herbs, lifestyle changes, health and nutrition. Oh, that's one of my great chapter recaps. Very fun piece of the book for sure. But yeah, I think it's going to sound more like, a sweaty pep talk. Like you've got your older sister telling you all the things that she learned and providing you with great tools and telling a fun story, because anybody that knows me knows that I'm funny. I'm pretty informative. I'm very direct, and I'm really honest. So I share really kind of hilarious things about myself. I will say, I do say my weight in the very first paragraph of the book. So, it starts there and it goes, on from that to be even funnier. And I explain relatable situations like getting a hot flash during a conference call and ending up in my bra.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it sounds like you're really vulnerable and raw and real with this and honest, which, people are going to want. I thought that was cool that you had like the key takeaway things, like the chapter wrap-ups and, and the graphic with the food that you should eat. So this isn't just like black and white words on a page. This is a lot more than that.
Yeah. And, thank Canva for teaching me how to make graphics. So, but yeah, I was talking to one of my staff about what to eat, and I was like, oh man, I need to make something that you can just like print out, put it on your fridge, and be like, I'm gonna eat something from that column and that column, because you need protein and fiber in every meal when you're in menopause. And so I was like, okay, what are helpful tools? And this is one of them.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm sure that would be really, really important and really helpful for women, for me, when I finally get to that point. I want to hear like what the whole process of writing a book was like, because this was your first time.
Sure.
What were like maybe some similarities from your current role with Rose City Rollers? How is this totally different?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is that I'm a lifelong learner, and so I really dove into, okay, getting the outline together and then getting all of that picture.
These are great pictures.
Yeah, proud mom moment right there. Getting together all of the information that I need, and then also looking at how do I find experts who can, because I never pretend that I'm the smartest person in the room, but I am really good at finding the smartest person in the room. And so that was really, a nice step for me, is that I started looking at how do I add really kind of authentic, informed voices that can really lend weight to what I'm saying, because I don't expect people to go, oh yeah, the executive director of Rose City Rollers is an expert on menopause. But I did bring in a lot of experts. And a lot of it was, working through the chapters and like you said, adding in the vulnerable bits of, my story to make it really relatable. And then going, okay, how do I find somebody that can help go through this? Because, like, once you get into writing a book, you're like, wow, I've read this paragraph like 80 times, and I'm not sure that I'm the best at judging how it sounds at this point.
Yep.
So I went and found a really great editor to work with me, and Allison Smith. She's fantastic, and she went through it and was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. She's like, your voice comes through so much in this book. And
Cool.
so it was cool that I found somebody who could keep my voice consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was like I have learned more in the last year than the last like 10 combined. Like, I had to learn so many things because I self-published.
Very
and
cool.
so
Well, we are
yeah.
really looking forward to this book. Congratulations on your debut novel, Kim Stegeman. We really, really appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.